Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Watson! This is pretty easy. It's quite funny how he's tricking that woman into... He gave her the opposite of the description that he knows that Jack is. Lady Jack. Let's have a look. Piece of apron. He wants to accuse somebody living. He has to score to settle with the Jewish community. We know that. Jack wanted to give his victims the appearance of syphilis. We know that. Jack was confronted with syphilis. Okay. Let's see. Murderer searched her. He's looking for money or objects because he's poor. So he's a fucking thief as well as a murderer. What a cock. Annie Chapman's rings were worthless. The Whitechapel killer is a poor bastard. He is left-handed. No, he's right-handed, isn't he? I don't know why I keep thinking he's lefty. I mean, left-handed people can't be murderers. We're all too nice. Hence me. I'm a nice chap. I've not murdered anyone, honestly, Governor. I mean, if I did, I wouldn't tell you, would I? I'm not stupid. He wanted to verify the health of his victims. We know that. I wonder why he wants to verify the health of the organs. Hint, hint. Has anyone kind of understood why he needs these organs? No, he's, bit of a, Heart was removed the same way as the other murders. He removed the victim's organs when he could. It's this one. He is or was a butcher. We know that. Oh, everything's just, it's not wrapping up neatly. Look at it. It's all coming together. He diverted the attention before murdering them because he's a shit. The Whitechapel killer proceeded in the same way. It's not the same man. It definitely is the same man who killed Chapman and Nichols. And it's the same one who killed Liz Strad and Catherine Eddowes. He possesses great physical force, even though he's 5'3", and I could probably push him over with a fart. He must be stocky. He must have like... Yeah, he must be like moving a rock. A very tiny rock. He could have... he killed all of them.
Perfect,
we know that.
Watson. Let's determine who Jack the Ripper is, Watson.
This can be quite frustrating.
Thus, we have 5 suspects. Let's have the elements that correspond to each of them.
We know that it's Jacob Levy. Like there is no question of a doubt. We know that it can't be Francis Tumblety because it just doesn't make sense. Like he wouldn't have been. Yeah, we know it's not him. We know it's not Hardiman. We know this is the guy who was trying to extort the prostitute so he could get free sex. It's definitely not Abraham. Like this is such a stupid puzzle. Like every one of these would have to go on Jacob Levy. But you have to kind of, yeah, you just have to add these to people that may correspond. So, Jack the Ripper was confronted with syphilis. His kids have syphilis. That's why he cuts the faces of the poor woman. Because it's crazy. Syphilis drives you mad, doesn't it? Pretty sure it does. I may be reading that wrong. I remember that kings and queens and such back in day, like, who suffer from syphilis were quite mad. If you look at like Victorian era nobility, you notice that some of them were just absolutely fucking loony. And yeah, it's because most of them suffered from syphilis. Because they couldn't stop putting their cocks and vaginas into stuff. Or onto stuff. I think people bloody learn. Who else was confronted with syphilis? We know who Hardiman was because his children and his wife had it. Did his wife have it? I think it was just his kids. His daughter. Which couldn't have been from Hardiman. His wife must have been fucking somebody else. Because this guy doesn't have syphilis. It was. I would assume this Walter Sickard would, because he keeps putting his penis in thrusters, but no, it's for some reason clean. Okay, we definitely know that he's a poor bastard. Hardiman's poor. This Tumblr not. This Stickard's not. Abraham's poor, even though he's can afford a shop. Hardiman is a butcher. Levy's a butcher. I mean, you can say that. Why is Abraham... Oh, no, he was a butcher, wasn't he? And then he decided to open a pet shop. I was just thinking, why is Abraham Solomonovich a butcher? And of course, I have to remember, like, a couple of months ago. Jack the Ripper has a score to settle with the Jewish community. I know that. Not that guy. Not that guy. Not that guy. I don't know why Abraham has a score to settle with. Sounds very menacing. Possesses great physical force. Apparently, Tumblr possesses great physical force. This guy doesn't. Hardiman doesn't. And Abraham doesn't. What else we got? Murderer has workman's clothes. Definitely Hardiman. Definitely Levy. And not Jake. Not Abraham. Huh. Jack lives in the ward of Aldgate. That's definitely a yes. He's 5'3". He has light coloured hair and a moustache. Oh, there we go. Then drag his face. That's a great noise.
And there you go, Watson. Jacob Levy, Jack the Ripper.
Fantastic, Holmes. And terrifying. But some aspects of this case are still unclear, at least for me.
For example, Watson?
Why does the man only kill prostitutes?
Syphilis.
The man kills prostitutes because he blames them for the misery of his life. He must have frequented them assiduously, and during these nocturnal visits...
How was it their fault?
...contracted syphilis, which he passed on to his spouse, and via her, at least one of his children. He is an angry man in despair following a mistake that cannot be fixed.
Right, so he got syphilis because he couldn't stop fucking prostitutes.
Miserable prostitutes.
This is
He
poor.
never had the means to afford prostitutes of higher standing than Nichols, Chapman and the others. At one point in his life he was forced to steal to make ends meet. This indiscretion cost him dearly. He was imprisoned and exiled from his community. He
Stole
had frequented
£14 of
low-class
meat.
prostitutes. Thus, it was they who infected him, and they who must pay.
What?
But why did he remove the organs?
This
To
is
take
the
vengeance on
horrible
his own
one.
community, which rejected him and had more success than he. He is a man who bore the burden of a sinister reputation, that of a thief and a madman, because of his internment. So he took his vengeance in the most cowardly and horrific manner imaginable. He rubbed his knife on the uterus of a sick prostitute before using it. He passed Edow's kidney off as a veal kidney.
Cannibalism.
Why did he disfigure the faces of the last two victims?
Revenge yet again, Watson. This is what you did to my child. You will suffer the same fate.
And the piece of apron and the message at Goulston Street?
The only reason to have placed the piece of apron incriminating the message and attracting attention towards himself is that the people that Levy holds responsible for his arrest live in this building. The butcher's where he committed the theft is found in Goulston Street, and the majority of the butchers who denounced him surely live close to their workplaces.
But finally, Holmes, why didn't his wife or anyone else notice anything?
His wife has many children and must be very busy. The man is a butcher, which must facilitate things when one is questioned by the police in the street and must justify the bloodstains on oneself. Furthermore, butchers often work during the night as the meat must be sold fresh each morning. His nocturnal absences were easily justifiable. Finally, he works in a butcher's or slaughterhouses. Nothing could be more simple than slipping a kidney in here and using a knife soiled with human blood there.
This story is
Gross.
frightful, Holmes.
Indeed, Watson. Lies, infidelity, venereal disease, murder, mutilation, and finally cannibalism. A complete anthology of what humans at their most vile are capable.
Let's go at once to Whitechapel and put this madman where he can do no more harm, Holmes.
Let's, Watson.
Oh, there you go. It's weird. It
I do
stops
believe
it from
we are not
moving
alone.
sometimes.
I hope these men won't prevent us from passing.
Me? No. But you, yes, Watson. Your journey ends here tonight.
Pardon?
You are sometimes a little hot-headed. Moreover, Mr. 𝘨𝘮𝘮𝘴𝘮𝘮 has a few things to tell you. I won't be long.
You can come in, Mr. Holmes. He's waiting for you inside. Everything was organized according to your instructions. I don't know how to thank you.
Later. Dr. Watson is awaiting an explanation from you.
It's just in there. Is it there, sir? This is weird. They don't talk, but he just moves his lips. Like, so from what I remember, like, Holmes is asking him to perform his murders on a. I think it does it like. Yeah. He's like, show me how you killed them. Strangle. Okay, now. So look, he's quite mad. I love how he blamed the prostitutes for his own infidelity. That's such a fucking stupid excuse. Right in Gorson Street. It's their last victim, isn't it? Just taking out the heart. Here it is. Oh. That's spooky, isn't it? It's ended abruptly, didn't it?
Hello, Watson.
Holmes, have you the slightest idea what you are doing?
I think so, Watson.
Leaving this bloodthirsty pervert at liberty and hiding his existence from the London police? What folly!
It's not a couple. What does he
Certainly,
care?
the police will never find their man, but with so many men deployed, this affair will indirectly have a benevolent effect on the crime in the vicinity.
But Holmes, wait! Justice hasn't been served, and we are accomplices to the fact.
Justice? But I don't serve justice, Watson. I serve truth. And incidentally, I serve my country, and I don't think that I have ever served it better than today. Imagine if after months of terror and a murder as abominable as that of Miller's Court, we deliver to the English people a man of the Jewish faith, a journeyman and head of family as the guilty party. A man who forced members of his own people to eat human flesh. All of this contained tension would have exploded in a myriad of anti-Semitic acts which would have thrown Whitechapel into a rage of fire and blood. And this man's family, who are completely innocent and have suffered more than their lot, would have been the first in the line of sight. Should we condemn an entire people to shame and promise them 1,000 wounds because one of their members committed an unmentionable crime? Neither I nor you have the right to do so. Jacob Levy, Jack the Ripper, is now in the hands of his own people. I have complete faith in Mr. 𝘨𝘨𝘮𝘮 and the members of his community who, I remind you, courageously helped us. They took great risks and acted with the most salutary discretion. And, oh yes, it is understood that you cannot chronicle this investigation. It would be best to invent a story that takes us far from London during the sombre period, in pursuit of, let's see, something challenging. A ghostly dog that glows in the night.
Don't be ridiculous, Holmes. But what will happen now? The police will endure a serious setback and a real loss of credibility. And this...
There it is. What do you expect?
Well, a few months after the murders have ceased, the police commission, finding themselves at an impasse, will come up with a story to tell, and everyone will vow that they know the secret identity of the killer without having the right to reveal it. As for Jacob Levy, Jack the Ripper, he will be imprisoned by his own people. He will pace like a lion in its cage until the end of his days, haunted by his crimes and his insatiable vengeance, until finally the disease which drove him to kill those poor women will finish its work and make him its final victim.
Murder of Mary Jane Kelly was Jack the Ripper's last crime. Jacob Levy died of general paralysis caused by syphilis. In the same year, the police filed away the case for good without explanation. Of course they did, because they were all fucking idiots. The only problem, the mysterious remains unsolved. Right. Shadow form roams forever in Whitechapel's alley. As if they didn't catch Jack the Ripper. I mean, if the cops were as dumb as they were in this, then they didn't have a chance, did they? No forensic science and all that. Did they have forensic science? I'm pretty sure they didn't, like fingerprints and shit. But were they a thing in this in 1800s? I can't remember when like when fingerprints and stuff like that was a thing. Probably. How many people beginning with like Alexander, Alexandri, Alexei? Fucking hell, man. You need to hire people that aren't from the same bloody family. Anyway, there we go. We found the bastard. And he died from paralysis, so I'm guessing he's suffocated. If you have paralysis, your lungs would probably freeze, and then you'll be like... Yeah, good. Shame that he didn't die screaming on fire, but yeah, we can't predict what would happen. Anyway, there's still a few more. There's still a few more Sherlock Holmes games that I want to record. I want to do the one with Arsène Lupin on, even though that one's not as good as this. And I like the Awakened, the original Awakened, not the new one. I don't like that. That's Bobbins. I don't like new Sherlock Holmes. Too young. But yeah. Well, that'll be for another day and another time. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, people. And hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. So take care of yourselves. And bye for now.